Hi, happy Monday. I am so happy to be back with you today. I feel like I've been gone a few weeks. Things have just been kind of crazy, but we're approaching spring. I'm excited about that. It's a super rainy day here. I'm ready for some sunshine. Anyway, if you're joining me live, please say hello. And if you're watching the replay, please go ahead and hashtag replay. I'd love to greet you, even if it's after the fact. So let me introduce myself. My name is Claudia Brown Coulter. I'm a divorce mediator with Brownie Culture, and I help you create a customized divorce that you can uncouple consciously and respectfully. Today, we are talking about 10 things you can do to have a good post-divorce relationship with your ex. Because if you've got kids with them, you're going to have a relationship with them. So here are two things I want to tell you right now to decide if this is the video that you should watch. Y'all got kids together. They can be little, they can be grown, but you have children together. If you have children with your ex, you should watch this video. The other reason you should watch this video is you need a little more peace in your life. Maybe there's just a little bit of too much post-divorce conflict. So you want to ease that. You want to have that calm down. That's a good reason to watch this video. So let's begin. They're in no particular order, but I'm just going to start. And I've numbered them for convenience sake. So number one, to have a good post-divorce relationship with your ex, you want to communicate genuinely but respectfully. So you can be genuine and respectful at the same time. So don't be fake and be like super sweet and nice if that's not who you naturally are, but also don't be rude. Now go back and think about how being fake or rude worked in your communication with your former spouse when you were married. So then don't do it now. Be you, but be kind and respectful. It might be hard, but it will get better in time. I promise, promise, promise you. So practice that. Number two, live and let live. Let your spouse go. They are your ex now. Wish them well and find happiness for yourself. Like, let them go. It's done. Do not go back. This is easier said than done, honestly. And it depends on if you ended the relationship or not, and how that relationship ended, and what your current relationship status is now. But honest to goodness, live and let live, let them go. Even if it's really, really hard for you right now, just start practicing that right now, because eventually in time, it will be easier to let them go. So start that journey now, because otherwise you may end up with lots of regrets and with bitterness. You don't need to poison your life. Bless them and let them go. Number three, stop semi-stalking or full-blown stalking online. Now, obviously, don't do any sort of stalking, but especially that semi-stalking where you, ooh, do they know I'm looking at them or not? Or who are they dating? Or what's happening? Just go ahead and stop that. And one of the ways you stop that is you block them. You block them from your feed, but you block them for two reasons, really. One, you block them so they can't see what you're doing, because that'll give you a little bit of peace. You don't feel like you're being watched all the time. But two, you block them for your own sanity so that you don't go down that rabbit hole of looking at their feed. And then it's just like, wow, my great day just went down into the toilet because now I'm looking at all the stuff. And how could that person comment that? And why would they say that? And what are they doing? And why is my child in that picture right there? So you block them. It's not necessarily to be revengeful. It could just be that this is not healthy for me to look at their social media, so I'm going to block them so then I cannot see it. That will really help you move on. Okay, number four, keep your communication and your relationship with your ex like business. You don't need to be friends. You can be friendly, but you don't need to be friends. And for Lord's sake, stay out of their bedroom and don't let them into your bedroom. Do I really need to say more? That's what I thought. Okay. Five, Now, you're watching this video because you have children with your ex. So you're gonna need, if you want to have a crappy relationship with them, ignore all of these things. Don't watch that. I should have qualified that too. Don't watch this then. But if you want a good relationship, you're going to have to learn to respect the other person's differences in how they parent. Now, when you were married, maybe you did all the parenting. But it's different now. And you will be surprised how people step up to the plate once they're divorced. A lot of people actually become better mothers and fathers divorced than when they were married because it's all on them now. But you need to respect their differences in how they parent and stop trying to control them. And really just go, they love our kids. I'm going to respect them. I know that they're not going to hurt them or damage them and intentionally harm them. So I'm going to let it go. Unless it's something major. And trust me, you will know if your child is being abused or neglected. But having cereal for breakfast that has too much sugar in it, or maybe not checking the homework every night, or going to bed an hour late while annoying is not necessarily abuse. You can't really control them. Like, could you control them when you were married? No, you can't control another person. And where's the satisfaction in that? And you shouldn't want to control them. So this is really, a lot of these things are about what you have to do, and they're hard. So one of the things I want you to remember is to give yourself grace. This is a continuum. You're not going to have a really bad relationship and you're divorced, and then boom, now you're divorced. You had to get divorced, now you're divorced, and everything's honky dory. You've got to work on yourself, and one of the ways to do that is just breathe out and let it go. If it's not major, don't address it. You got to let that ish go. I know it's hard. Moms out there, that's hard. You got to trust that other parent. Okay. Number 6, continue to treat your ex with respect, even if your children are already grown. So when your children are older, yes, of course, you can and probably should tell them why your marriage why it dissolved. But you can do that without vilifying the other side. And you also can and should talk about your role in the end of that relationship. It's great relationship help and advice for them. But you don't have to vilify or demonize that other side. Even if you cannot stand their guts, you don't want to do that, because it's going to make your life and your children's life incredibly uncomfortable at holidays and major life events, weddings, birthdays, being with grandchildren. You don't need to create any more drama. And for your children, then they feel like they have to have separate events or they're uncomfortable all the time. I actually had a professor tell a story one time where his parents got divorced when they were older, and his mother was so bitter that he finally said, "Look, Mom, I love you. Our kids love you. But if you cannot get over this, I can't be around you. This is so unhealthy for me. It's so unhealthy for my children. You have got to move on. You have got to forgive Dad and move on." It was ruining her relationship with her children. So you can't continue to dwell in that bitterness. You cannot vilify them. It requires an enormous amount of self-control. So just use a little bit today, and tomorrow use a little bit more and a little bit more. Number 7, don't be afraid of the new man or the new woman in their life. If your ex is as difficult and odious as you believe them to be, then this new partner has done you a huge favor, because your ex is their problem now. So instead of being mad about it, celebrate it. Be like, "Oh, good. Honey, you take that. You take her. You take him." And just move on. I know it's not that easy. But if you begin to look at it that way, you might actually be happy for them. And it might be that new person, oh, it might be a better person for them. Oh, I know that hurts, right? They might be a better person for them. And it might help that your ex be a better partner and be a better parent. And that benefits you, because it benefits your children. And maybe having a new partner actually makes them happier. That benefits you. A happy ex is good for you. They're not bugging you. Okay, number 8. Extend grace and the benefit of the doubt in your communication. So, you may believe that your spouse is an idiot. Now, if they were, they wouldn't have been able to attract you now, could they? Because you're smart and intelligent and beautiful and handsome. They're not really an idiot. Maybe they've done idiotic things, but they're not an idiot. They may forget. Some people are more forgetful. Maybe your ex isn't as conscientious as you are. You're going to need to extend grace because guess what? You're going to mess up too. You're going to make mistakes too. So I was recently in a clubhouse room and one of the moderators shared a story about his divorce, how his child is in special ed. And during this crazy distance learning that we're going through, he forgot to send his son out to the RSP teacher. So I think the school called and ex-wife got involved. Whatever. Okay. His bad. But then for like months now, the ex-wife messages him probably 2-3 times a week, every time it's time to go out to the RSP teacher. At this point, he has it in his calendar. He's not forgetting. This is a prime example of when you need to kind of back off, respect the other person's parenting, and recognize that people make mistakes. Give them grace. You make mistakes too. Being respectful and just going, he's got it, would go a long way for their post-divorce relationship, and it will go a long way for yours too. Especially you moms, as much as it is hard, and you or whichever parent is more involved in school, it's really hard to let go. It's really hard to let go of those reins. But if you just go, okay, well, I've reminded them a couple of times, I gotta let go. The school already knows who they're with on these days. I can clarify if anybody calls me, and I'm not in control. And hopefully, when you make a mistake, they'll extend that same grace to you. Because when you're judgy, I'm keeping it real right now. When you're judgy of other people, you're afraid to make a mistake because other people will be judgy of you. That's probably how your marriage went. Let's not live the rest of our lives that way. So let's stop being judgy of our exes. Let's extend them grace, see them as human and flawed, but have wonderful traits too, and view yourself in the same way. 9, treat your children as children, not many adults. So if you've got little kids, they're kids. They're not adults. So one of the things might be really hard to do is to respect the other parent's household. Not only how they've chosen to parent the children, but not pestering them with questions the moment they get to you or at all. Let them share what they want to share. But you don't need to do your own fishing expedition and quiz them about everything that happened and everything they ate and everything they did and who did they see and what happened and what about your parent? What were they doing? Who did they see? Who came over your house? What did they say? Where did they go? Where did you eat? Respect the other person's household. Respect your children. They're not going to want to confide in you after a while. When they're little, they spill everything, but as they get older, especially that preteen age, they're not going to want to talk to you. So instead of pestering them with questions the moment they get in your car, just say, hey, I missed you. It's so good to see you. Leave it at that. And if they never tell you anything about their time with the other parent, trust that if there's anything wrong, you will know. I know that is hard, but we have to recognize that we are not in control. We cannot control what happens at another person's house. And last one, keep working on yourself. One of the best ways to have a good relationship with your ex post-divorce is actually to work on you. being the best you that you can be. Because when you are your best, you actually have a better life. It's easier to be kind and respectful to your ex, and it's easier to have a sense of humor. So you're not taking everything so sensitive. You are not hyper vigilant. Really, working on you and becoming your best is the best way to have a great relationship with your ex post divorce. Because remember, if you have children, young or grown, you're going to have a relationship with your ex. So, if there's something that you think you should add to this list, I would love to know. Please add it below and I will respond back to you. And maybe I'll do another one of these things with your ideas. Once again, I'm Claudia. Thank you so much for watching. Do a little bit each day and you're going to get there. Have a great day. Bye.